Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to your Saturday class only in English. Again. Okay, so it's my pleasure to be here with you again, and I'm so happy to see like 100 people already here. So thank you for coming, and I hope you're going to enjoy this class as much as me and learn a lot of English. And that means vocabulary, that means structures, and especially phonetics as well. So I'm going to share my screen now. I'm going to put myself in the corner and show you my board, and we're going to start the class. Just give me 1 second because I've just remembered that the chat, I can't see the chat. 1 moment. Okay, now I can see the chat. Okay, I was just looking here to the side. All right, so yeah, hello everybody, and I didn't answer everybody. Everybody's saying hello, so hello to everybody, and thank you for your greetings. And my greetings are mutual. Back to you, okay? Good morning for people that are in the other side of the Atlantic Ocean, and it's the morning, and good afternoon or good evening for people who are here over in Spain or in the European area. Okay, so I'm going down to the corner now. Yes, all right. So collocations and phrases today. So this is a really important part of English, is to learn not only words, but collocations, which are 2 words or more than 2 words that commonly go together. And obviously this happens in all languages, and in English especially, you have to learn a lot of these words, a lot of these collocations, and some of them are phrases or collocations. Phrasal verbs really are collocations. They are words that go together. And collocations are words that commonly go together, not necessarily always. So, okay, let's start. These are, this is from my book, one of my books, my intermediate B2 level book. And so I've just taken some of the 2 of the sections of collocations and phrases. And I have put this white square here so that, okay, so that, this is important, so that plus subject plus verb. I've put it here so that you can't read the rest of the collocations and phrases, so that you are concentrating on what I'm saying, okay? That's the reason for it. Okay, all right. Hello, Deo, you're in Spain. Okay, great. So the first one is allow somebody to do something. Let's have a look at the phonetics of this word here. So it's and then we stress the second part of the word, and we have O-W. So let me put this word here. So O-W in English, or it's O or it's ow. In this case, it's ow. So this is here. Allow, allow, allow. Okay, so allow is actually a synonym of the verb let. You can let somebody do something, or you can allow somebody to do something. Okay, so let's use the word allow here. The difference between you can let somebody, did I say to do something? No, you can let somebody, sorry, let me just clarify. You let somebody do something. Okay, here we use the word, the verb, it can be any verb. So I let you watch my Netflix subscription, for example. Okay, the important thing is when we use let, there is no to. It's the bare infinitive. It's not the full infinitive. When we use allow, we use the full infinitive. Allow somebody to do something. Here you have the translation, but I'm not going to say it because this class is only in English, all right? And it's actually quite difficult for me sometimes not to say anything in Spanish. So, okay, allow. Allow somebody to do something. So obviously, allow, let me just put a sentence here. I'm going to give you an example. We allowed, I'm going to do something interesting with the phonetics. We allowed them to watch the film. Let's imagine that I'm talking about my children, for example, and the film was a little bit scary, you know, like Stranger Things. It's not like super scary, but in my opinion, it is a bit scary. You know, the Demogorgon, he's quite scary. So maybe if your children are 12 or 13 years old or 14, then maybe you would allow them to watch the film. Okay, so we allowed, when I connect these two words here, because we ends with an E and this is I need to join those two words together. And it's difficult when I go vowel to vowel. So here we put like a ghost consonant. And after the sound E, we use the Y. We allowed. We allowed. Yes, Isabel, that's right. We allowed. I'm going to glottalize this D. We allowed. Stop. Allowed. And no, actually, I'm not going to glottalize it. I'm going to connect it to this word. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to weaken this word here. So them in conversation is not them. What we normally do in conversation is we eliminate the TH and we do this. And so it's very easy to connect here. And actually this E is not an E, it's a schwa. So we allowed them. We allowed them. We allowed them, and then this too is also a schwa. We allowed them to watch the film. We allowed them to watch the film. We allowed them to watch the film. Or I could say, we let them watch the film. We let them watch the film, or we allowed them to watch the film. Both ways, okay? All right. That's the first one. Let's go to the second one. Everybody, I hope you're taking notes here. And while you're taking notes, maybe you can press possibly like on the on your YouTube channel. I forgot. Wait a minute. Sorry. I forgot to say thank you to the sponsor today, because the sponsor today is me. It's my course. Pro Speech. If you want to learn how to pronounce like a native so you can understand like a native, this is my premium course. And thank you, Marcus, because you are sponsoring the live event today. Okay, so I'm going to put a link in the chat. So if anybody's interested in that, maybe not now because you will leave, but whenever you want to, you can come back. So thank you, Pro Speech, for sponsoring this live. Okay. I like sponsoring myself. It's fun. Okay, let's go down now. The next one is a very common expression in English, and I'm going to give you the more formal expression, which is this one, and I'm going to give you the more informal expression as well. So prevent somebody from doing something. Okay, so we can say, for example, the rain. I'm going to put this into the past. Prevented, let me put the us here, prevented us from going to the beach. Let's say that, going to the beach. It's a very common expression in English. The rain prevented, this is a schwa here, and we stress prevented. Remember that the regular verbs in the past, the ed, we never say ed, but after the letter T or D, the pronunciation is id, prevented. So the rain prevented us from going to the beach. This us here, I'm going to change it to a schwa, and I'm going to weaken this pronunciation. The rain prevented us. So I connect it to prevented, and then I do the schwa, and then the us. The rain prevented us from going to the beach. Listen how quickly I say these two words. To the beach. You know, that reminds me of Batman. When I was a child, Batman, like the Batman television series was he didn't have like big muscles, and I can't remember the actor, but it was there weren't any special effects, but he had a very common phrases that he said, and when there was an emergency, when there was a problem, he used to say to Robin, who was his like sidekick, his friend who helped him, he used to say, "To the Batmobile, to the Batmobile." To the Batmobile. Yeah, so it was to the, two schwas very quickly, and then it was Batmobile. To the Batmobile. Let's go. Yeah. I think it's in a song too. Anyway, yeah. So it prevents somebody from doing something. Another way you can use prevent somebody from doing something, or the same structure but more informal, is with the word stop. So you can say, the rain stopped us. Stop, or stopped us, we could say. Stopped us, with the schwa, from going to the beach. The rain stopped us from going to the beach. So we went to the cinema instead. Something like that. Okay, let's keep going down. Everybody okay? Yep, all right. Everybody learning there? Yeah, good. Yeah, it's not a book. It's a course. It's a digital course. All right, so in the 1980s, there was a song, right, by the Nolan sisters. And I can't sing it because I could get a copyright strike on my live. But if you look at the Nolan sisters, and the name of the song is I'm in the mood for dancing. This was maybe it was at the end of the 70s or the beginning of the 80s. So yeah, I'm 50 years old, so that's I remember that. And you know, they're all wearing lycra and like typical hairstyles. So they said, I'm in the mood for dancing. And there are other ways of saying this. So I'm going to show you what else you can say. So mood, you can be in a good mood, or you can be in a bad mood, or you can be in the mood for doing something. So I hope, for example, everybody is in the mood for learning English at the moment, because I'm in the mood for teaching you. So yeah, that's like, it's a mutual thing. Okay. And you could also, instead of saying I'm in the mood for, you could say I fancy, which is very similar. Yeah. I fancy learning English. Or you can also say I feel like learning English. I feel like having an ice cream. I fancy going to the library. Nobody would say that. It's too boring going to the library. Yeah. I fancy going to the countryside and having a picnic. That's better. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right. Let's go down to the next one then. Let's go down here. Oh, I like this one. There are two ways of saying this, okay? What a pity. What a pity. You could also say, what a pity. What a pity. And let's just put this here and do the phonetics. What a pity. Yeah, okay. So what a pity. Oh, for example, Peter can't come to the party. Oh, what a pity. He always brings life to the party. He's always the life of the party, we say in English, you know, telling jokes, and then he plays the guitar. What a pity. So we can change the T. Instead of what a pity, we can change this to a D, which is basically a voice T, and say wada, which is easier. The phonetic symbol is this, wada. And this T is the same. We can say what a pity or what a pity, what a pity. And another way we can say this, instead of saying pity, we can also say shame. What a shame. What a shame. What a pity. It's exactly the same. Okay. Good little sentence. Write it down in your... I hope everybody is using Notion. Does everybody use Notion for their to organize their English? I always recommend Notion as a way to have your English organized, because it's free. You know, I have no affiliation with Notion, but it's free, and it's a fantastic way to organize your phonetics, your vocabulary, your collocations, your grammar, your structures, your notes, anything you want to do. You can even put like your videos, paste your videos from YouTube, your favorite videos and everything. So it's a great one to use. Yeah, okay. And one thing I wanted to say, something that I noticed for me, okay? So when I'm on YouTube and I follow a lot of people, obviously, like you. And sometimes I forget when I subscribe to somebody, it says subscribe, and then I press the button, and then here you have like a bell. And if you click the bell, it says, I think it says like personalized, or it says all, or something like that, or none, I don't know. But anyway, I'm saying this because this happens to me sometimes. When I don't click this, I don't see the new videos of the people that I'm following, and I want to see them. And sometimes I think about channels that I follow and I think, why doesn't YouTube, the algorithm, show me those channels? And because when you go onto your homepage, YouTube shows you some of the videos you follow, some of the people you follow, some of the channels that the algorithm thinks is relevant for you, and the new videos from the people that you have clicked on all. So I'm saying this not only if you want to see all my videos, but other YouTubers that you follow, if you want to see all their new videos, make sure you click on the bell and click all, because sometimes I have to look in the people that I'm subscribed to, and I just forget, and those people kind of disappear from my YouTube channel. So and I don't want that. I want to see their videos, every week. So anyway, okay. Next one here is keep a promise. Yeah, you have the translations here, but yeah. So keep a promise. Keep a promise. You can do different things with a promise. You can keep a promise, or you can break a promise. Yeah. Or you can be, what else can you do? I don't think you can do anything else. You can make a promise. Yeah, that's like the third thing here. So important here, this word, it's a noun, 2 syllables. So we stress the first syllable because it's 2 syllables. And this is obviously a closed syllable. So this is the o. So it's pro. And it's not promise. Many people say promise. It's promise. Promise. So this is another closed syllable. We don't apply the magic E and say I. No, we say promise because the stressed syllable is the first one. Keep a promise. To keep a promise. Yeah, that's important, by the way. Keep your promises. Okay, let's go. Keep going down. To make a fuss. Yeah, I like this one. So let's say she made a fuss. I'm saying she. It could be he. No difference here. She made a fuss when she, let's say, stained her dress at the wedding. Can you imagine that? That's terrible, especially if it's your wedding. But anyway, so yeah, it's to make a fuss is like, oh no, oh my God, my dress, look what I've done. I've got wine on it. Now everybody's going to laugh at me. How am I going to clean this? Making a fuss. That's what it is. And there is an adjective which is, okay, so let's just have a look at the phonetics. So the word is fuss because this is a closed syllable. The U is the umbrella sound. So it would be fuss. Fuss. It's quite easy. Okay, we have an adjective which is fussy. So a fussy person is somebody that is very meticulous. For example, I'm very fussy about nutrition. I'm very fussy about sleeping habits. I'm very fussy about exercise. I'm very fussy about technology because I like to have good functioning, working technology that I can rely on. So I'm quite fussy about those things. I'm very fussy about combing my hair properly. I'm not very fussy about cleaning my shoes, for example, let's say. Okay. All right. This is another good one here. To get on someone's nerve. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Juan, for that one. Yeah. You have some fussy customers. Grr. Yeah. Well, it's a lot of customers are fussy, and you know, I suppose if you're paying for something, then you should be a little bit fussy. Depends on the service, but anyway, yeah. Okay. To get on someone's nerves. So here we have a meaning of get, which I don't really know which one it is. Because you're kind of, well, okay, get on. Yes, it's like get on the bus, get on the train, you get on somebody's nerves. So it's important to see here that I can put here, no, I'm not going to use she, not again. He got on my nerves when he told the joke about the, I'm going to write it here, Englishman. I don't care. You can tell jokes about English people. That's okay. So he got on my nerves. So got on. Let's use the flap T. He got on my nerves when he told the joke about the Englishman. Yeah. And so I changed the tenses with the word get. He got on my... It will get on the boss's nerves. Don't do that. So it'll get on the boss's nerves. So you can use the future, the past, the continuous. You're getting on my nerves. You're getting on my nerves at the moment, present continuous. So you just use get to change the tenses here. Nerves, this is the long schwa here. If you want the American pronunciation, it will be nerves. When he told the joke, yeah, do you understand that? When you in English, you tell a joke. You don't say a joke. When he told the joke about the Englishman. Yeah. Actually, in English, you know, here in Spain, I think you tell jokes about somebody from Belgium, somebody from France, and somebody from Spain. In England, it's always an Englishman, a Scotsman, and an Irishman. And it's always, the joke is always on the Irishman. Poor Irish. Not that I have nothing against the Irish, but it's just, you know, that's the way we tell the jokes. So the last one here is, it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay, so it's up to you. It means that it's your decision. So do you want to go to, do you want to see Titanic or Avatar? It's up to you. But I prefer Avatar. Because Titanic, you know, I know the ending. So, and there's more, you know, Avatar 2, maybe. Yeah, anyway, both films are James Cameron, so don't worry. Yeah, it's up to you. So it's important to link here. And it's important to weaken this. So here I have I have an explosive consonant, and then I have the S. So the S, obviously, it, sup. But then I leave the explosive T here, and that's no good. So I have to take the t, and begin the with that. It's up, it's up, it's up. It's not an explosive T because it has an S. It's up. It's up to you. Up to you. I don't say up. That's impossible because I have a T. But I close my mouth and I stop. It's up. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Welcome to the new people. Yeah. Avatar. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, second one, I didn't really enjoy the second one too much because it was just like more of the same. But I suppose you've got to make as much money as possible from a saga. Anyway, let's go to the next page. Everybody okay? Let's go to the next page. Yeah. How about a quick plug, if you're new here, for the for our sponsor today. Thank you very much. It's ProSpeech. It's my phonetics course. If anybody wants to learn how to pronounce and how to understand like a native, then here you have my premium course, which is Pro Speech. And thank you, Marcus, for sponsoring this live. Here it is. The link will be in the description if you're not watching this live. I'm going to put it in the chat here. But don't leave this live now. Do it later. Okay, because, we've still got another page to do. So let me just get rid of that, go down to the corner using the technology and put this over here. And I cracked myself up, Marta. I'm not very fluid with it at the moment. Yeah, I'm not a very good salesman, really. But, I have to say something. Okay, here's our next one. Take something for granted. Yeah, some people... for example, in the Western world, like in the developed world, for example, we take for granted many things. We take for granted electricity, water, running water, internet connections, having a smartphone, those things. A lot of people don't have them now, and especially didn't have them, when we were younger. Well, I had electricity and water, but didn't have the internet. And, teenagers now, they take for granted so many things that we didn't have when we were younger. So take something for granted. So you can take the internet for granted. Yeah. And you can also take somebody for granted. And that's important because if you take somebody for granted, I say for granted, that is something that we have to avoid. Especially in your primary relationship that you have, maybe with your wife or your husband or your other half, as we say in English. Sometimes you take that person for granted and you don't value that person. So you can also take people for granted. So you have to avoid doing that and never take your partner for granted and always be grateful for that person that you have in your life. Yeah. Okay. This is a good one. I could do with. It's a good one because it's a good expression and it's a good, the phonetics is really good. So I'm going to say, I could do with bulletproof. I'm not going to say jacket. I'm going to say coffee. Yeah, you thought I was going to say jacket, didn't you? You thought I was going to say. You thought I was going to say. That's the future and the past. You thought I was going to say bulletproof jacket. No, bulletproof coffee. I'll explain in a minute. So, very important, the pronunciation of could. Okay, and the way to pronounce this word is very, very quickly and join it to the next verb here, which is do. And I have two Ds, so here this is just going to be a stop. So I could do, I could do, I could do, I could do. Marta could do with a cool beer right now. I could do with a bulletproof coffee. So very, very quickly say this word. Don't pronounce the L. And this is nearly a schwa. I could do with a bulletproof coffee. What is a bulletproof coffee? Well, you can have a look on YouTube. But basically, a bulletproof coffee is, okay. If I make my face bigger, you can read my lips. I can make my face bigger, but I don't think you'll enjoy it. Let me have a look here. All right. Yes. Whoop. I'm a bit bigger now. Okay. I'll put myself in the corner here. Yeah. Is that better? Okay. Yeah. So bulletproof coffee basically is what I drink. And quality coffee, obviously. I grind it myself, and then it's bulletproof because it contains fat. It doesn't contain milk. So I make it with butter or sometimes with ghee. I mean, this is part of my energy stack. If you give your body some healthy fats and not necessarily lactose coming from from the milk, then you mix those two things together and you're welcome, Victoria. Mix them with the coffee in a blender. You need a special machine for this. and it makes a wonderful coffee, a fatty coffee. And it's very good because it gives you a lot of energy and you don't feel hungry because you're eating fat, and fat is very satiating. So yeah, let's go down. This is a good one. To be bound to. Yeah, anybody know this one? So it's always with the verb to be. So I'm going to say I'm bound to forget to show you my sponsor again. I'm putting it in here, my sponsor again, which is pro speech. Yeah, okay, so basically the verb to be plus bound plus to, and then your verb. It's very common to say it's bound to rain, you know, I'm sure it's going to rain, or somebody who commonly does something. So let's imagine that I have a really bad memory, and Juan, try it. You'll like it, believe me. Let's say I have a very bad memory and I often forget things. Then I could say, oh, I'm bound to forget to show you my sponsor Pro Speech again, because I always do that. So bound to, something that's very probable. It's very, very common in English, this expression. And it's always with the verb to be. We don't normally use it in the past. No, we wouldn't say I was bound to. You wouldn't say that. Always in the present. He's bound to, it's bound to, we're bound to. Yeah, it's always in the present because it's like something that's probable that's going to happen in the future. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. Oh, I didn't tell you that bound, this word here, you know, O plus U normally is ow, bound. So that's important as well. That's a diphthong. And let's go down here now and take advantage of something. There are two ways of saying this. So this is the first way. And I hope you are taking advantage of these classes. So let's do the sentence. You're taking advantage. Advantage. Now my head's bigger. I don't want to. Of these classes. How do you take advantage of these classes, Marcus? Well, you have a notebook, you write down the things that I'm saying, you watch the class more than once, you know, a few times, and you try to learn these examples. If you want to learn how to memorize, you can look at my webinar about how to memorize vocabulary. That's a good one. Yeah, so you're taking advantage of these classes because I'm enjoying them, so I hope you're enjoying them and you're learning at the same time. We use the verb take to form the tenses of this expression. And it's very similar to this expression here, which is make the most of something. You could also say, you're making the most of these classes. Remember, here, this word is O for British English or O for American English. So I would say most. Americans would say, Americans would say most. I say you're making the most of these classes or making the most of these classes. American people would say you're, because they would pronounce the R, you're making the most of these classes. I say classes, they say classes. Yeah, okay. All right, let's keep going down. Everybody okay? Everybody okay? You understand? More or less? Are you following? 60, 70, 80%? Okay, hope. All right, yeah. Maybe, if you watch this video again, I don't know, maybe you can click on the subtitles and it would be transcribed by the super transcriber that's in YouTube. Okay, the next one is to have a go at something. Yeah, 89%. That's not bad, Pata. Yeah, it's pretty good. 80%? All right, that's good. Okay. Okay, so to have a go at something. Let me give you a sentence here. I'd love to have a go at, I don't know, skydiving, which is basically, jumping out of an aeroplane and like floating in the air for a while. But let's say here, this is something we saw last lesson. Afraid of heights. I told you this last lesson, remember? Okay, you can't see that word because I'm bigger now. Afraid of heights. Yeah. So I'd love to have a go at skydiving, try it, that's another way of saying it. But I'm afraid of heights. So it's a no-no at the moment. Unless, do you remember the A-team? Da, 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 da. In the A-team, in English, his name was B.A. Baracus. And he didn't like flying. He was afraid of heights too, afraid of flying. So they used to like give him drugs. or they'd like, hit him over the head with a piece of metal or something and he'd be unconscious. And then they put him in the helicopter and things. Yeah, that's me, All right. We have a couple of expressions now with the word mind. So mind has many meanings. We can say mind you, which is kind of like saying although in English. Yeah, mind you, although. And we also, if you go to London, for example, and you go to the subway, you go to the underground, it says, please mind the gap. In fact, you can hear an announcement. It says, please mind the gap. Yeah, so mind also means be careful. And then another meaning of mind, obviously, is your mind, your brain, your mind. It's not exactly the same, but similar. Another meaning of mind is you have to mind what your parents say. Somebody told me the other day that I have to write more clearly, that I write like a doctor. I'm sorry, it's not so easy with this, but my writing isn't good anyway. So what your parents say. So mind here means obey. Yeah, so you have to obey what your parents say when you're a child. Yeah, not necessarily when you're older. Okay, so make up your mind is to decide. I can't make up my mind. 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 I'm just thinking of an example. I can't make up my mind about, I don't know, doing the exam or not, for example. Doing the exam or not. Yeah, so I can't decide, do it. I can't decide. It's very difficult. I can't make up my mind. Yeah, there is also a song by Bucks Fizz. I'm not going to sing it because I get a copyright strike, or I might, but it's called Making Your Mind Up. And it's very 80s. Okay, and we have another one here. Change your mind. So change your mind is like, we don't say change your opinion. We don't say that in English. We say change your mind. That's also a lobotomy. They cut your head and move you. No, that's a joke. That's a joke. Okay, yeah. So change your mind. Yeah. So I changed my mind and decided. I changed my mind and decided to do the exam. There you go. That's a continuation of the last one. Yeah, I changed my mind and decided to do the exam. Decided, remember this is after the D, it's I. Decided. Yeah. Okay, well, that is the last little expression that I have here for today for you. So thank you, everybody, for coming to the class today. It was, as usual, a pleasure of mine to be here teaching you these collocations and phrases. I hope you learned some new ones today. And remember that learning English is like little stepping stones. You just think about, the foundations of the house, which is like the bit at the bottom. that is where you should learn, in my opinion, phonetics and your structures, and then the bricks of the house. Those are the words, and you got to keep little words, little expressions, and you keep building up, but never forget that your foundations are pronouncing everything correctly. Not only one word, but, when the words are together, linking the words together properly, changing the pronunciation of words like to and making them weak. So you have to do. That is part of the foundations. And just keep every day, find that little practice that you can put into your daily routine of new vocabulary, structures, phonetics, and practice. Try to practice, even if you practice in your mind. If you look at one of my YouTube videos recently, it was how to think in English. Just look around you. Look at the objects. And can you make a sentence with those objects? Can you put that sentence into the interrogative, into the negative, affirmative? Can you put that sentence into the past, into the future? Can you go through all the tenses with that sentence? Just that in your mind is a fantastic activity for you to start thinking in English and, practicing anywhere, like in the shower, whatever, So, that's my advice. Okay, everybody. Well, it was a fantastic class for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Sorry. Yes, somebody's asking for the phonetic. Sorry. Tony. Sorry, Tony. She's a member. Of course I can write that down there. One moment. Changed here. She wants the phonetics of this word. You can always ask me questions. Bye, Eva. Bye. Yeah, so the ch is ch. And then here, right, this is the magic E, which sometimes there are two consonants, and you have to pronounce the vowel as you do in the alphabet, which is A. So it's chain, and then here, that is another change. Sorry, changed. One moment. Changed. Change. Here we have the change, N, and then the J. And then here, we don't pronounce this. We just put the D here. But my advice is to just do a t. Changed. Changed. Really, we don't really pronounce this N. Changed. Or very little. Changed. But just do a d at the end. Changed. Changed. I changed my mind. Yeah. Okay, thank you, everybody, and have a great day. Have a great Saturday. Have a great weekend, and I will see everybody next week. Maybe in English, maybe with a little Spanish. We'll see. We'll see. I think everybody likes these classes in English because you get some listening practice at the same time. But I'm sorry for the people that don't understand me and they are trying to understand, but it's too difficult. So anyway, sorry for that. See you next week, everybody. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.